Welcome back to Test Kitchen, guys. Today we're going to go over making banana bread. Usually you would make this with nuts or raisins, but because my son has a peanut allergy, we're just going to stick with your standard banana bread. Sorry if my voice sounds a little weird, I'm getting over a cold, but let's get into this one.
So all in all, this is a pretty simple recipe. You're going to start with half a cup of room temperature softened butter, preferably unsalted. 3/4 cups of sugar will be added to that, and then you will just smash that together or mix it together or blend it together, whatever's easiest for you. You want this to get to a soft, creamy-like consistency before you go ahead and add in your 3 large bananas, ripened. Obviously, the more ripened, the more sugar, so that makes the bread taste better, along with 2 room temperature eggs. Once you add all those in, you're going to then mash all that together. This should come out to basically like a baby food-esque type consistency. Once you hit that point, you're going to add in 1.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix all that together to combine again until you get to what would look like a pancake batter, so a pretty wet batter. Once you reach that point, you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and start preparing your bread pan. What I do is I spray my pan with some nonstick cooking spray, and after I get done coating the entirety of the pan with the spray, I grab some flour and dust the pan with flour. The idea behind the flour and the nonstick spray is to make sure that the bread doesn't stick to the pan when you bake it. Now the flour obviously will stick to the spray, so you need to shake it around and got to get a light coating. Once you get a light coating over the entirety of your pan, including the walls of the pan, you can go ahead, flip it upside down like this, pat on it, and knock out all the excess flour. That way it doesn't just have a bunch of flour on the outside of your banana bread, because that's not going to taste very good. Now just take your batter, set that into your pan, and shake it around and drop it a few times just to level it out. Toss that into your oven and set your timer for 55 to 60 minutes. You'll be able to test this if a knife goes in or a toothpick and comes out clean. That's when you know it is done baking. When you have pulled it out of the oven and it is done cooking, you need to let that sit and rest for 10 minutes before taking it out of the pan. And when that time is up, you can throw it onto a cupboard, let it sit for another 5 minutes before cutting into it, and that is your banana bread.